Hello there, and welcome to WoW Story Mode, a series in which we take this Void Elf here, Frost Mage, and level her all the way to level 110, or, as far as we get. I plan on 110. If we actually get that far, it'll be 120. We don't do dungeons or anything like that. Instead, we focus on the story and the lore as we level through. She is wearing heirlooms. I've transmogged her. And because I've already hopped in and customized the interface and the spells and the keybinds and everything, not the keybinds, you know what I mean, I didn't take into account that would skip the Void Elf opening cutscene. So we're going to make a random Void Elf just to witness that. And randomise him a whole bunch of times. That's what he looks like. That actually looks a lot like my Void Elf rogue that I have. So that's fun. His name is Bucket Face. I don't know, I'm going to delete him anyway. So without further ado, here is some lore for the Void Elves. After the loading screen.
The Void, a force of infinite hunger. Its whispers have broken the will of dragons and lured even the Titan's own children into madness. Sages and scholars fear, but we understand the truth that they do not. That the Void is a power to be harnessed, to be bent by a will strong enough to command it. The Void has shaped us, changed us, but you will become its master. Wield the shadows as a weapon to save our world and defend the Alliance.
Something that Bucket Face here will never do, sadly for him. He has ceased to exist. But Serensa, on the other hand, so Void Elves, they're kind of weird as far as the lore of the game goes, if I'm being perfectly honest. So High Elves became Blood Elves. That's a whole lore bomb in itself. And then a sect of Blood Elves that were studying Void Magic got exiled because Void Magic's bad, yo. So then it's been a while since I unlocked the allied race, so I can't quite remember the specifics, but basically they got in over their heads when they were researching it, and they ended up teleporting to the Void here, and the Void monster ended up corrupting a whole bunch of Blood Elves, until Illyria Windrunner and saved them. So she, during the story of 7.3, the last major patch of Legion, where we went to Argus and took the fight to the Legion, she displayed her teachings of Void Magics to us, and that's basically what we're modelled after as a race. It's a bit weird because it feels a bit more like a class than a race, and it doesn't work with every class. I believe you can be a Void Elf monk. Monk is all about, being in being in harmony with your spirit and stuff, and your chi. Don't know how that works as a Void Elf, but whatever. If Void Elves can't be monks, then disregard that. But the only thing I haven't really set up is my talents. I haven't chosen my talents. But I think I'm going to use Lonely Winter, because I don't, as you see, I haven't got a bound. I don't particularly want a water elemental next to me the entire time, because they look like ass. So I'm going to do that. Boosh. So let's get on with the story.
Greetings.
Mastering the Whispers requires constant focus and discipline. Your dedication inspires all who bear the name Rendorai, for we have become children of the Void. You have learned many lessons here, but the time has come to venture beyond Telegrass Rift. Go to Stormwind, the heart of the Alliance. There the King's ambassador will greet you and guide you along your journey. Azeroth must be defended. I can think of no one better suited to answer that call than you, Serensa. I bet you say that to everyone.
The light is the only power, the one weapon that can stop the enemies of Azeroth. But we see alternatives, many roads, many possibilities that are open to us.
There will be those who doubt you, who question your resolve, your ability to harness powers that have caused the downfall of weaker wills. Together, we will prove them wrong.
Use the lessons I have taught you to maintain control. Become a weapon for the Alliance, even as you skirt the edge of darkness.
So, Void Elves defecting from the Horde and becoming part of the Alliance is a little bit skaty in my opinion. Like I said, it's been a while since I unlocked them, so maybe it's not as bad as I remember. But maybe it'll be fleshed out more in the book. But it feels a bit like it came out of nowhere. Even though I do think Void Elves look cool. Otherwise I won't be leveling one, will I? So, this is Stormwind. We're entering through the back entrance here. I believe if you're playing a Lightforged Draenei, there is instead a Lightforged beacon here to take you up to the Vindicar. But for us Void Elves, we get a nice little void portal so we can go back to Telogris Rift whenever we want.
Well met.
Ah, there you are, Serenza. We have been expecting you.
Welcome, friend. I am King Anduin Rin. As a new member of the Alliance, I wish to greet you personally. The Void Elves may be a recent addition to our ranks, but Illyria Windrunner is one of our greatest heroes. Under her tutelage, the powers you wield will aid our cause. These are troubled times for Azeroth. In the days to come, you will face many trials, fight many foes. Know that you are never alone against the darkness, for the Alliance stands with you. I look forward to hearing of your progress. Something tells me we will speak again soon. Safe travels. Though you walk among the shadows, you are a beacon of hope to us all.
Thanks, Anduin. Okay, so seeing as Anduin was talking for a while there, I'll just read the quest text in the old-fashioned window. Welcome to Stormwind, Void Elf. King Anduin Rin invites you to explore our fair city. Say, you look like someone who enjoys the nightlife. We have many popular taverns and a vibrant music scene. But that can wait. An emissary of Arendora is standing by to tell you of adventures that await beyond the city walls. Have a pleasant stay, Serenza. Oh, and a friendly word of advice. Best to keep control of those shadowy powers you wield. Not everyone in Stormwind is as enlightened as I am. So, that's what Morgard told us there. So this right here is the emissary hall, where we're going to be making friends with a whole bunch of different people. Right now it's just the Lightforged and the Void Elves, but in the future we will be getting Dark-Eyed Dwarves and Kultiran humans. I believe Kultiran humans have been confirmed. I mean, they've got Druid forms on the PTR, so, you know, I don't really look at the, well, not PTR, the beta, but oh, I was wondering what was going on there. Okay, so I tried out an add-on called Dynamic Cam. I'm not a fan of it, so I'm going to get rid of that, because I like to be in control of my camera. I thought it might be something we could use for story mode, but... okay. I feel like it's fitting that we're starting our Void Elf's journey in darkness. So that was the Legion timeline. Like, this is from a point of view of the very end of the Legion expansion. But the questing in the Eastern Kingdoms takes place in Cataclysm, which was the third expansion. Legion being the... seventh? Yes. So it doesn't really get explained because it's more of a gameplay thing. But the Void Elf emissary here, it's a weird mix of lore and gameplay, because all the troubles that we're about to face happened years ago, and Blizzard didn't try and send us back in time with bronze dragons to help or anything like that, because that would also be a bit of a lore fuck. You just have to take it as it comes. So this is a hero's call board. We can either go to Wetlands or to Duskwood or to the Stone Talent Mountains. I've got a rough idea of our questing path. and I believe we're going to be using the southern side of the Eastern Kingdoms, because the way I see it, you can either do like Southern Eastern Kingdoms, Northern Eastern Kingdoms, or Kalimdor. I'm doing Kalimdor and a whole bunch of vaults right now, so to keep things fresh for me personally, I'll be doing the Eastern Kingdoms, because I've done more quests here as well. I'm more familiar with Eastern Kingdoms, and I think I just prefer it in general. And we'll be doing Southern, so we'll be starting off in sunny Duskwood, which I think, again, is fitting for our Void Elf. But the traditional path from level 1 would be Elwyn Forest. So it would be Elwyn Forest, and then you'd go down to Westfall, and then you would go all the way over to Redridge Mountains, I believe. Yep, it used to be 15 to 20, but they've added level scaling. So we could actually, apart from Elwyn Forest, we could just start in Westfall, but we're not going to. But the story is basically Elwyn Forest. You've got a whole bunch of kobolds starting shit in the caves, and you've got the Device Brotherhood, who are more prominent in Westfall. Elwyn doesn't really have a solid story. There's just kind of a whole bunch of stuff going on. It's kind of an introductory thing to the game, like showing you lots of different races and problems and stuff, whereas Westfall has more of a Device Brotherhood / famine theme going on. It's being neglected by Stormwind a little bit. They didn't really explore this very much, but it's not. The Defiance Brotherhood was formed due to trickery from Lady Onyxia and stuff like that, so I don't think I'm explaining this very well, but it's fine because we're not going to Westfall. Duskwood, that's where we're going to start. It doesn't really have a flowing story. Not until we get to expansion content will there really be a flowing story, but Duskwood. Everlasting night falls over Darkshire, with man-eating wolves and wild worgen threatening the people that live there. They need help if they are to survive against the shadows that lurk in the shadows. Yeah, sure. Let's join the Night Watch. By honour of His Royal Highness King Edwin Wren, all able-bodied citizens of the Alliance are to report to Commander Althea Ebenlock in Darkshire. The Commander's watchmen are stretched thin, defending against marauding wolves and bands of wild worgen. They cannot hold for long without your help. You can reach Darkshire in Duskwood by following the road south at the border between Elwyn Forest and Redridge Mountains for the glory and honour of the Alliance. Didn't really need to read that, kind of just told us everything we already knew. But here we have some nice Void Elf flavouring. Welcome to Stormwind. Though it is no silver moon, the city does have its charms. If you came here expecting a warm welcome, I cannot say that I have received one myself, but most folk are polite enough. No matter, I am off to seek adventure, and perhaps a stiff drink.
Power is to be wielded, not feared.
I've only heard stories of Stormwind before now. I will explore its streets and wonders it holds. May the shadows guide you, Sorensen. Aren't the shadows something we're meant to be exploiting and not following as guidance? Anyway, enough of that. Enough philosophy. Let's get going to Duskwood. Hopefully I have a flight path there or something, but we might have to walk a little ways. So yeah, I've tried playing Horde, but I've played Alliance so long I just can't get into the Horde cities and stuff. I prefer Stormwind's more organised layout, and it's a lot calmer. Like the soundtrack that you hear right now is kind of just like a quiet, I don't know how to explain it really, but it's more of like kind of a quiet undertone. It gives you a sense of like a kind of a proud city kind of a thing. Whereas Orgrimmar, you go in there and there's like war horns and like it's all like dirty and dusty, and I just don't like it. It's just, I don't like Orgrimmar, to be honest. Maybe I've just not spent enough time there, but it just kind of feels like a muddy pile of crap. What's that guy called? Dasmaday. It's an interesting character. Stormwind's busy. I don't recall Stormwind usually being this busy. It is a Sunday evening though. Let's just... My chicken's too big. Let's just make this in your home. Always good to go. Always good to do. So yes, we won't be queuing for dungeons or anything like that. If you've been talking in chat, by the way, I haven't seen it because I let my phone lock itself like a silly mongoose. I don't have a second screen or anything like that, so... Okay, how far can we go? Darkshire! That's exactly where we want to go. Well, that's partially where we want to go to. So Sorensa is making her way downtown. She's ready for some adventuring. I don't know if I'm really gonna roleplay her as such. I mean, I don't really roleplay in general. I'm not condemning roleplaying, I just don't really do it myself. I like to write up backstories. But if I were to do a backstory for Sorensa, it would be quite complicated due to the High Elf, Blood Elf, Void Elf thing. I'm not really that well versed in Blood Elf lore to begin with. It's been a few weeks since I read Chronicle Volume 3 now as well, so you'd be surprised how quickly information leaves your memory. If I were to write her a story, I'd want it to be kind of a unique one, so I'd leave it till I leveled her for a while. And to give her a story as I'm playing through quests and reading the lore and stuff. Would just mean that her story is a typical adventurer's story, and that doesn't really make sense, considering she's a Void Elf. But, you know, I guess you could always make an argument that she went straight from High Elf to Void Elf, but then it was a band of Blood Elves that ended up going into the Void Rift in the first place, so I don't know. This is Duskwood, by the way. You can tell by its duskiness. Have a great tour guide. I don't know. I think, yeah, the Hero's Call is directly in Darkshire. So when we get to Darkshire, I'm pretty sure there's just going to be a massive bunch of quests. So prepare for a little bit of quest text reading. I'm not going to voice act or anything. I'm just going to read it as I see it. And you'll have to forgive me if I stumble over my words. I've become quite shit at speaking lately. In the last few years, I don't know what's happened to me. I used to be decent at using my words, but not anymore. Hello. Heard you were looking for people to do things.
Hello.
You want to help that we requested? She sighs. I suppose you will have to do. The dire wolves are the most common threat to the townsfolk here. They lurk in the forests on all sides of us, though most are along the north bank of the river. These aren't the runt dogs you see in Elwyn, or wherever you come from. Yeah, we don't come from Elwyn. They're big as a man, and twice as vicious. If you wish to assist the people of Darkshire, hunt the dire wolves so our streets can be safer. Good lord, the law was, I want you to hunt dire wolves. Because they've been eating us. Fucking know what quest he's gonna give us, and it sucks. Okay. Hello. Welcome to my kitchen, my lady. This is where all of the Scarlet Raven Tavern's finest delicacies are made. Just smell the wonderful aroma. Seasoned dwarf kebabs. Seasoned dwarf kebabs are a house favourite. Sure, I can make you some, but first I'll need supplies. Bring me 5 wolf skirt steaks. The dire wolves near the river north of the town are good to hunt. I wouldn't stray too far into the woods if I were you. And dusky crab cakes. I'll let you in on a little secret. Dusky crab cakes are really made from spider meat. I know it's a bit disgusting, but the cakes have a nice tangy flavour and make great snacks. If you want to try some still, I'm afraid I'm out of meat. I need some lump meat to whip up a few more cakes. Venom web spiders are a good source. They nest to the north, between the foothills and the river. This guy's full of shit. He says they're a good source, but they actually have an annoyingly low drop rate unless they've patched it, which I doubt they have. So we're going to be killing a whole bunch of spiders. If you have arachnophobia, this is not the stream for you. Nah, WoW spiders aren't very realistic, I wouldn't worry. Oh, by the way, this is my gear. Pretty much just heirlooms, in case you were wondering. Calor. Darkness seems drawn inexorably to Duskwood. I love that word. Master Caravin's quest is the expulsion of evil and heresy. Through our efforts are the people of Darkshire kept safe. You believe yourself worthy to join us? I once fought as you. Disillusioned by the complacency of our watch, I joined Master Caravin. If you wish to prove yourself, it will not be through words. Test your skills against the Nightbane Worgen in Brightwood Grove. We'll see if you have what it takes to hunt these monsters. So, kill wolves, kill spiders, kill Worgen, and kill more wolves. These are the exciting stories taking place in Duskwood. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. So, Ice Mage. I've played very little Ice Mage. I played a class trial of a level 110 Ice Mage, or 100 Ice Mage, you know, basically like having all spells and stuff. I played that for a little while. I had an undead called Cryothermus that I decided not to keep, because I wanted to stray away from names that are just two words stuck together. My Worgen is called Grimslash, and he's like the only one I think is okay. Oh, I do have a Warlock called Neverwarp, but I'm not too pleased with that, because it doesn't make much sense. He's not fucking. I missed the turning again. He's not warping the Never. He's that would be void magic. He's using fell magic as a Warlock. I didn't notice when I made that name, and I thought my name sounded really cool, so I used it, and now I regret it, even though I still think it sounds kind of cool. But now I try and come up with more realistic names like Sorinsa. I feel like that could be a Blood Elf / Void Elf name. I don't know why it's called Brightwood Grove, it's still dark as shit. So one nice thing that they added in Legion is the ability to attack mobs together without being in a party, and for it to count towards both people's progress to the quest. Go on. There you go. Oh, so I don't know how to play this class yet, so you'll have to bear with me. I don't remember Dusky Lumps being this Oh, that's the instant one, isn't it? Okay. I forgot how I bound it. I did it a few days ago. So yeah, Void Elves get a bit purpley after being in combat for a while. That's their racial, that's their passive racial anyway. It's their thing. Guildless Patron, that's a good guild name. I wonder if it's a personal guild, just them and no one else. So the idea is we'll get procs and stuff to make Flurry an instant cast, which is normally a slower cast, I believe. Some of our frost attacks will induce a debuff on an enemy called Brain Freeze. Flurry does stuff when there's Brain Freeze active. Or is it a buff for us? Is Brain Freeze a buff for us? I don't know. We'll just have to figure it out as we go.
I do not have a target.
It's true, I don't. He's dead. So these Worgen are not... Oh, actually, are they Gilneans? I don't know. I believe the, I believe Duskwood was played by Worgen in Vanilla as well. Could be wrong there. I think these are just feral Worgen. Not necessarily Gilneans. Although my Worgen Grimslash, because I've been writing backstories for my characters. Part of his backstory is that
I require a target.
he didn't get cured in Gilneas. He roamed the land for a few years and ended up down in Duskwood. I never explicitly state that he's part of this pack of Worgen though, so if these guys aren't Gilnean Worgen, it's still okay for him to be down here. Yep, I'm done with my quest objectives. You're on your own. Our alliance is now severed. What was it then? It's not Dusky Lumps that are hard to get, because I just got 2 out of 2 kills. Unless I'm just lucky. Oh, I've aggroed something. I feel like I should swap these. That's gonna throw me now, just watch. It's just that I'm used to having like an instant cast spell on my 2. So that's how my balanced druid works. Why do I need to sit here and take melee attacks from you when I could just do that? So a nice thing about level scaling as well is that it's not... I might as well take everything. Is that it's not super easy anymore. It takes a minute to... well, not a whole minute, but like takes a sec to kill an enemy. They do damage to you now instead of... even in Erlugia. Instead of just sucking. So this is a pretty tame set of quests to start off with, I feel.
I must
It's
get
just a
closer.
very basic kill and fetch quest. But when they did the big redesign in Cataclysm for the questing in the main Azeroth zones, they made it so there were more varied quests, so it's not all this, whereas in Vanilla it apparently was. I don't really remember. I played some Burning Crusade when I was like 13, and I got to like level 20, and then I quit, so I'm not exactly an expert. But I believe, or from what I've heard, most of the quests were just simple like kill and fetch quests with like ridiculously high drop rates. This is how bad I was at the game when I was 13. I was in Westfall, and I was low level for months. I was a druid, literally, and
I'm out of range.
I was just killing wolves. There were quests around to pick up and do, but I didn't think... I was so used to RuneScape, I didn't think quests were made to give more XP or anything. I thought they were just an optional thing, and that the best way to get XP was to just kill random mobs, like it would be the case in RuneScape. I also remember running around in Alwood Forest trying to figure out how to unlock the woodcutting skill. I was not the smartest young teen. Apparently thought that every bloody game had to follow the rules of RuneScape. Do I have any food? This could be a problem. Oh, I can conjure food. I'm a bloody mage. So, in case you don't know, when you level an allied race manually, very important, don't use a boost on them, when you level them manually from level 20 to 110, you get a set of heritage armor as transmog. I wonder actually if it's in the sets. I don't believe it is. No. But it might unlock. It might be like a hidden set thing, or it might just be a set that you have to apply manually. But you get a transmog set for completing, and it's based on the class, on the race obviously. So like it's Void Elf looking stuff. Same for Lightforged Draenei, High Mountain Tauren, and
I must get closer.
whatchamacallit, Suramaritan dudes. Why can't I remember their name? Nightborn. Same for Nightborn. There's also a rumour going around that another allied race that might unlock during Battle for Azeroth would be the Vampiric San Lane, which are basically Blood Elf undead. I think they're basically Blood Elf undead, actually. I'm not entirely sure. But we haven't seen them since Wrath of the Lich King, but they're basically vampires. I think that'd be kind of cool. It would make sense, seeing as Sylvanas is a Horde Warchief, to add more variants of undead, and it's what people have been asking for a long bloody time. Because I never really understood why all the undead had to be humans. The only people I believe in the lore who are specified to not be able to be raised into undeath are Gilney and Worgen, because the Worgen blood counteracts undeath or something. I'm quickly realising that even though I'm huge into the lore, I'm not good at explaining the lore. I'm no noble, that's for sure. That guy's cool. I like him. I need to be paying attention to my buffs. I feel like I've been missing instant cast flurries. Or is that just not something I've unlocked yet? I don't know. This entire class is going to change in a few months anyway. All of them are. Every expansion, they're like, oh, better switch it up. Even though Balanced Druid is really fun right now, and I don't want them to ruin it again. I made Balanced Druid if you haven't seen my other videos. And I hated it in Warlords of Draenor. I started in Mists of Pandaria, where it was okay. I didn't know anything else at the time, but looking back it was okay. And then they switched it in Warlords of Draenor, so it was just a constant race against the balance bar, and it was awful. If one little thing messed up your rotation, you were just screwed. I hated it. And then Legion is the best balanced druid I've ever played. It's very fun. And apparently on the beta, it's ass. And that makes me sad. Hopefully that's just because like people haven't tested it at max level with all of the Heart of Azeroth perks and stuff like that. I really like the current balance druid. Right, Flurry. Let's see what this is. Okay, that's pretty powerful. At this level, honestly, I could just run around ice lancing everyone. It wouldn't matter. Look. Ice lance, ice lance, ice lance, ice lance, ice lance. That's about the time it takes to kill a typical Morbid Legion if you've got a decent item level. Oh, actually, I believe part of it... Okay, what's this? Ah, it's just movement speed. I believe if I do this... No, that doesn't do anything. I'm thinking of the higher level stuff that I got taught in the class trial, I think. Anyway, we've got all of our quests ready to hand in. That isn't nearly as painful as I remember it being, but maybe that's just because I'm live streaming and my brain is otherwise occupied. So my other Void Elf, which I play, is an outlaw rogue because I thought that a Void pirate would be very cool. He's called Navarus, which is a name that I liked when I chose, and then I slowly started to hate it, and I'm starting to like it again. I kind of just go to and fro on names. But he's an outlaw rogue. I had him questing for Ashen Vale, and then I got bored of questing for Ashen Vale because I'm questing for Ashen Vale on like 3 different alts. And they're all just kind of stuck there because I've got bored of Ashen Vale. Hey! Can you not? That was rude, sir. Oh. The problem with these Worgen is they keep running around and hunting critters, which means that they can randomly run into your path without you realising they're coming. But yeah, I must have played maybe 3 or 4 hours of that Void Elf, which is not a lot by my standards in WoW. It's barely scratching the surface, so I must say it does still feel weird playing what's essentially a Blood Elf as part of the Alliance. By the way, this Void Chicken looks hella cool. I know it's a standard mount for Void Elves, it's the one you get to take around on your journey, but it looks so cool. I'm just going to use it anyway. Normally I'd try and look for a more unique mount in my collection, but whatever. Anyway. Back to Althea Ebonlock. Actually, let me just take a quick swig of my drink first before my voice dies completely. Oh, that's good stuff. Drinking Rubicon Strawberry Kiwi right now. And it is tasty. Okay. Don't go thinking that was too easy. Far greater dangers lurk deeper in the woods. Okay. I think that bugged out. At ease, Mage. If you are just passing through, I suggest you stick to the roads and only travel by day. If your business is here in Darkshire, consider lending... Oh, we've already read this, haven't we? It's just what she says when you talk to her. The Hermit. I've been told there's signs of activity at Beggar's Haunt. People have reported seeing lights in the tower to the east of town. Few would be bold enough to stay that close to Deadwind Pass. You're the first to report since I've learned about this. Go check it out and make sure whatever's in there is human. It's a bit fucking racist. There are so many more species in the Alliance. Okay, I'm afraid you're all I've got to help here. Stormwind's forces are so taxed by greater evils that they can't spare a single footman to protect Darkshire. It's up to me and the rest of the Night Watch to keep our homes safe. There are more threats here than just wolves, unfortunately. Rotting horrors roam near Blind Mary's Haunt on the southeast outskirts. If they're not kept in check, they'll be visiting our homes in the night. Deal with the undead and report back to me for your bounty. I would hate to live in Azeroth. It seems like there are so many things that could just wander into your house and kill you. Anyway, here's this guy's crab cakes, whatever the hell he wanted. Crab cakes? Spider cakes. You know, the weirder of the two. We're able to find the wolf skirt steaks yet. Skirt steak's the best part. It's not an efficient way to cook though. Here, have this recipe. It's a little different, but flank meat's easier to come by when you really need a meal. Hail, Lorenzo, did you get that lump meat for me? Ah yes, a nice lump you have there. Fucking what? Let me just get this seasoned with my secret spices and get them skittering onto a skillet for a while. And although dusky crab cakes are my speciality and I won't give out a recipe, here's a recipe for a dish. That's almost as good. I didn't realise that. He doesn't actually give you his recipe.
I cannot use that.
Damn. That requires some high level cooking. Oh, I forgot. We could be wearing our tabard, but I think it looks like shit, so let's not. It probably looks good with the right mog, but we're not wearing the right mog. This is just kind of like some robe I had that looked vaguely voidy at this level. I just kind of threw it on. Gooby spider cake. Impressive, Sorenso. It would seem that you are capable enough to handle yourself. Perhaps a more suitable challenge could be found for one of your abilities. The Worgen infestation stretches further than Brightwood Grove. To the south, on the very edges of Darkshire itself, the rotting orchard is host to even more of the savage beasts. The Worgen there are more cunning, Sorenso, but just as savage and evil. They conjure foul shadows to tear their enemies apart from a distance. Go to the rotting orchard and slay the shadow weavers to keep the town safe. I just realised I always say orchard. It's not orchard, it's orchid. Anyway, kill more Worgen. Kill more Worgen that are more clever and evil than ever before. So the Hermit is actually quite a fun quest. It's one of the more unique quests I was telling you about. We'll do that first. So we basically just want to find out who the hell this dude is who lives so close to Deadwind Pass. Oh, there's more quests up here as well.
What can I do for you?
I'm here because I received a letter from my brother Stalvin, who I haven't seen in years. On arriving here, I was told he was dead. The entire town refuses to offer any further explanation. Any mention of his name is met with terror and suspicion, as if I didn't have enough about myself. I'm afraid of what will happen if my frustration and anger grows any further. I beg you, help me get to the bottom of this. Implore Clerk Daltrey for any information he may have on my brother.
Good day.
So he's just down in the town hall. So he's basically a Gilnean Worgen, you can tell by the accent. So that's why he says he's afraid of what will happen if he gets angry and frustrated. Wow, it was nice and busy tonight. Can I help you? You want to know about Stalvin? You're not the first, you know. We get outsiders coming and asking about him every so often. Always outsiders. Everyone who lives here knows better. You're out of luck anyway. I'm missing half the archives. Feral Worgen broke into the town hall not a few nights ago and tore the place to shreds. The documents you'll want are probably strewn across Brightwood Grove by now, deep in the woods to the west. Not worth it if you ask me.
See you later.
Well, we're an adventurer, so we're gonna go and get them anyway. Before we do that though, we are going to do this hermit quest, and we have another quest to pick up around this way as well. Always pick up every quest you see, because you never know how they might tie into each other. This guy's a weird name, Victory Prismantras. Victory Prismantras. Weird. My gnomish friend Cog has promised to help me build a device which will let me peer towards the stars. According to Cog's blueprint, what I need first is a way to reflect light. I remember a woman by the name of Mary who became well known around these parts for always carrying a looking glass. Perhaps you can track Mary down and see if she might lend us a reflective surface for this project. I believe she once resided in 7 Duskwood. Duskwood is one of those zones that's a little bit all over the place. I don't know whether we should go to Stranglethorn after this. I don't really like Stranglethorn, but it is a natural progression. I'll make that decision nearer to the time. And if anyone in chat has any preferences, let me know, and it'll influence my decision. When we get to the bigger decisions, like whether we want to quest an Outland or Wrath of the Lich King, which is a decision you can make now, I might put that to a poll depending on whether I have people watching at that point. But anyway, this is Abercrombie the Hermit.
Hey there.
Ah, welcome stranger. I'd offer you something, but there's not much here. Can I beg you to run some errands for a poor old hermit?
Safe travel. Hello.
Oh, what is a poor old man to do? I need some supplies from Darkshire, but the village is so far away and I am so old and feeble. I would never make the trip. can you go to Darkshire and bring me back some ghost hair thread? You can get it from Madame Eva at her home on a Darkshire square. So he doesn't really say what he wants this for, just that he can't be asked to walk down to Darkshire. But, ever the keen adventurer, we take his quest and hurry on down the path. These guys are doing something that doesn't take place until Legion. One of the cool things about Legion was that they actually used the old world for some stuff, which brings some more life back into it. I love that. I forgot to sharpen my curtains. Oh. We leveled up and I didn't even acknowledge it, did I? Well, we leveled up. Yeah, yes. Ah, ghost hair thread is what you need, is it? I'm afraid I have none in stock, but I can make some for you, if you can supply the ghost hair. There is a poor sad spirit, Blind Mary, who haunts an old farmhouse in the hills south of Darkshire. Name sounds familiar. Here, take the spectral comb and ask Blind Mary to comb her hair. Then bring back the comb and I will glean it from the ghost hair I'll need for the thread. And take care, for dark things now lurk near that house.
Light bless you.
I just realised this mana cookie looks kind of weird. Are mana cookies racial? Like, do they have different flavours for racials? That's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure they don't normally look like that. That looks like kind of like a gingerbread man that's being possessed. Which I guess almost makes sense for a Void Elf. So it's a good thing we did this quest first, because it ties into these ones. Unfortunately, it's not always obvious. Meaning that sometimes in this series we may end up taking a less efficient questing route because I don't know all of the questing routes off by heart. I had an inkling that this was the correct way to do this though. Look at that guy on his big Alec. Is he using items? I think he is. No, he's not. He might be a new player then. I do like just nosing around players. Can I compare achievements? Oh, he has disappeared. And there's enemies everywhere. I almost walked into something not so great. I believe there is a quest to kill these skeletons, but oh, that's because I've gone too far. I was too busy having a nosy at someone else's profile. Might be. Alright, so these are the ghouls we have to kill. Ghouls, zombies, undead, interchangeable terms really. I suppose if we had the water familiar, we'd stand a chance of killing these guys a bit faster, but or at least not having to take such an active role in killing them, but I'm fine with this, to be honest.
I need to target something first.
Alright, keep your knickers on. How come I haven't aggroed you? I'm not that far away
I do
from you.
not have a target.
Hello? Buddy? There you are! Hi, nice to meet you. So the reason I'm not using my Blizzard spell is because it's not very effective on a single target. If I were to round up a whole bunch of them, then I would quite happily go to town. Can't see many occasions of that happening in just questing now. It's more of a dungeon spell. So, Blind Mary. The memory of beauty... the memory of my beauty makes its loss unbearable. What are you talking about? Look at you, you're glorious. In a horrifying sort of a way. Ghost hair thread. Oh, why are you orange? Oh, please, don't look at me. I tore out my eyes with my own hands, but I can still feel your gaze. What is this? A comb? It's lovely, and it glides through my hair as if it weren't the stiff, stringy horror that it is. Oh, my bad, I clicked it. We lost a bit of quest text there. Take it, take this comb away from me. I'm a monster, and no one will ever think me lovely again. Why, yes. I used to own a looking glass. Sudden change of conversation there. This is totally glitched out.
May fossil lights.
There we go. The looking glass was one of my finest treasures until the incident. After that happened, I discarded it behind the barn. There was an insane ghoul who used to roam back there. Perhaps he picked it up. Rumour has it the devilish beast resides in the Tranquil Gardens Cemetery.
Dark maiden watching.
So, we missed a bit of dialogue there, but basically what happened... I don't actually remember, but something happened and it made her upset. Maybe it was a trick to yank her hair out or something. So yeah, now we go to the cemetery. Although even saying that, I still think there's another quest to kill general skeletons around the area, but... Or just have to be inefficient, because I'm not chancing it. I guess it could be cool to do Strangleform, because the next expansion is going to have trolls in it. Even though it's not going to be the Gurabashi trolls, it's going to be the Xantalari trolls. It'd still be cool to get that kind of troll flavouring in there. Okay, so we have to kill this guy. Yeah, see, these guys are killing the skeletons. There's definitely a quest for it. Oh well, we're here now. Insane goal. Hello, Barry. I'm going to call you Barry. Barry, you might want to look into interior decorating. Oh no. Insane rambling. I've had enough of that, thank you very much. I could employ my blizzard as a weird kind of damage over time, I guess. Although, do I have to stand still casting it? I don't remember. 1.877 cast. It doesn't look like I have to do anything after I've got a cast off. Okay, so we might as well go to the Rotting Orchard while we're here. I'm sure we'll be returning to this particular area very soon. There's quests around here as well. There's quests pretty much everywhere. They're not going to waste zone for no questing. So it's interesting to revisit places like Duskwood, knowing that they're retrying the spooky vibe in Battle for Azeroth with one of the human zones. I think it's called... oh, what's it called again? The Witchwood? I know that's the Hearthstone expansion's name, but is that the name of the actual place as well? I think it is. But they're going for a spooky vibe there, and it's not quite as gothic as this. It's more of a kind of, I don't know, folktale kind of a spooky, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's interesting to see the change in design. Hey buddy. Oh, rip. What are you even casting Woven Shadows on? Hello, I knew you were going to come jumping out at me. How did you teleport while rooted? You cheeky boy. So one of the cool things you can do as a mage is turn annoying people into sheep. He'll still stay oh, he heals as well, I forgot. Yeah, he'll stay aggroed on you, and then he'll heal himself up, because he's a sheep, and I guess that's what sheep can do in this world. But it's useful for certain situations, just not that one.
I'm out of range.
So I like to imagine that as a Void Elf, Serensa wields, or weaves, wherever did I think of the word weave just now? I did not mean to press that button, shit. I like to think that she weaves some void magic into her ice bolts, so there's kind of like a purple tinge on the inside. So it's frost and it's void. I don't know if a mixing of types of magics can really be done in the Warcraft lore, but I like to imagine anyway. And technically ice bolts and stuff are actually arcane magic, as far as the Warcraft magic tree is concerned. But I like to imagine she's mixing void into it. Sorenso doesn't play by the rules. Hello. What do you look like? Probably sell it for a couple thousand gold because it's a rare world drop, but instead I'll add it to my collection forever and be able to look like that forever. I can't change out of it now, son of a bitch. Can you not? Thank you. There we go, that's better. But yeah, I've got that in my transmog collection forever now, which is nice. I am a great collector of things. As you can see, I have many mounts. Fuck off. Many pets. Not many toys, to be honest. And I don't have many cloth sets for Mage, but that's because I don't really play my Mage. I boosted my Mage in Mists with the Warlords of Draenor pre-order. I boosted a Mage, an Arcane Mage, because Mage was going to be my main second class, because when I started I couldn't decide between Druid and Mage. And I did get into my Mage and play him a lot, but it's just when you boost a character there's a certain detachment you have from them, or at least I do. And you have to kill a lot of Worgen, don't you? It's kind of obnoxious.
I require a target.
Oh Christ, patience.
Too far away.
Sorenso, you're so whingy. First you require a target, and then the target's too far away. Nothing ever pleases you, does it? Look at these guys making woven shadows, and then they're just useless. Alright, one last one. I'm not even going to bother going over to loot him. Oh no, he's menacingly walking towards me. Right, let's get out of here and find that stashed bundle of letters. By the way, I'm not entirely sure when I'm going to have to end this stream. It might be quite suddenly, so be on the lookout for that, but I am going to try and stream an episode of this every week at least. Until I either hit level 110 or get bored of it. I hope I don't get bored of it. I don't think I'm going to. Either way, I'm going to be streaming WoW. The good thing about WoW is there's so many different things to do in it, so even if I do get bored of this series, I can continue streaming WoW. Like when I did that casual stream, that casual WoW stream, the other day, the one that lasted like 2.5 hours, not the rubbish PvP one that lasted less than an hour. But the other one, that one was really good. I was like, oh, I could just stream when I play WoW. It doesn't necessarily have to be for a particular reason, like this particular series is. This particular series of live streams obviously has a particular reason behind it, and premise and stuff. But it is nice to just log on and dick around while streaming. Just hop onto WoW and penis around. Have you ever realised how weird phrases that include the word dick are when you replace the word dick with penis? Just a random thought to keep you occupied there. But the reason I chose female Void Elf, by the way, instead of male is because I feel like male Void Elves and Blood Elves, just elves in general, or, well, High Elves, Blood Elves, Void Elves, that type of elf, they have a dumb running animation. It looks like they have a stick up the butt. And when they stand still, I don't like their kind of arrogant posture either. I know female Void Elves also have an arrogant posture and a whole arrogant thing to them, but that kind of suits them. Okay. Althea. Man, we have so much stuff to turn in.
Can I help you?
Splendid, Sorensa. For your service to the people of Darkshire, you will be rewarded with 13 silver. Oh goody. There's even fouler undead left to deal with, Sorensa. Fuck me, there always is. Tranquil Gardens Cemetery, further south of the town, is a place you won't want to be caught at night. Duskwood is always night, though. The bones that rise from the ground there are cunning enough to remember how to swing an axe or cast a spell. I shouldn't need to explain how dangerous that makes them. Proceed with caution, but remember that the people of Darkshire will suffer if you falter. Impressionate.
See you around.
So that's the quest I was on about, killing the skeletons, but you know, no biggie, we'll just go back there. There's probably a more efficient way to do this quest chain, but well.
Good day to you.
So this was us getting a slash bundle of letters, because of that Worgen, or that Gilnean Worgen up there wanted us to find out what happened to his brother. Look, miss, I really don't want any trouble. By the light, you actually went and got it? I'm shocked. I suppose I owe you thanks for returning it to the archives. Now, I guess we will choose the staff. If you're that serious about this, I'll help you, Sorensa. I know where the other documents must be. I'm just too terrified to do anything about it. There's only a few places that those horrible nightbane beasts gather when they're not prowling the forest. One of them's the rotting orchard to the south. Once again, we've already been there. They use the buildings there as their dens, so if they haven't just seen any other documents, you might find one there. But you'll have to search there less thoroughly, I wager.
See you around.
Oh well, once again, we'll just go there again. What did you want again? Alright, you're the guy who was petitioning to join the Night's Watch. You performed well against the Shadow Weavers, Sorensa, but even now, years after their first arrival, there seems to be so many to replace the ones we kill. I will put my faith in Master Caravan. No doubt he will get to the bottom of the problem. Can't remember how I was pronouncing his name. Your previous accomplishments have convinced me that you are ready to take on the toughest Worgen infesting the woods. The Worgen that have made their new home here, the Vile Fangs and the Tainted Ones, have proven the most dangerous. They've settled down near some of the caves and in the mine to the south. From far away you can even see the light from their bonfires.
Careful.
They're dastardly bonfires. So this was the Hermit's quest.
Need help?
I sense you have seen Blind Mary. You have my comb? I see what you did there. I can make a spool of ghost hair thread with this, and have a few strands to spare. Here are some coins for those extra strands. Here is your thread, Sorensa. It has 1,000 uses, from binding evil spirits to sewing life into inanimate objects.
Go with armor.
So what did we pick up there? I don't think we're getting any new transmugs. I've done all this before. Yeah, well. There is currently a helicopter going behind my open windows, so apologies if you can hear that. It's been a lovely day today, by the way. Nice and summery. Back to Victoria Prismantras. Who named you, dude? I showed Cork the beginnings of our star viewing machine. He was impressed. Did you happen to find a reflective device? Oh, superb. This will work perfectly. Many thanks. Now there is just one more item needed to complete this device. Cog's blueprint calls for a lens of some sort. The only lens I know of that would be large enough will be very difficult to acquire. There is an ogre by the name of Zarkvul who resides in the mountains southern Duskwood. If you can, bring me his monocle and I will use that as our lens. Who names the people in this quest line? If I discover that these are all named after, like, players who have died, I'm gonna feel so guilty. So hey, we've learned Counterspell, which is a much better interrupt than Polymorph. That's what I typically bind my interrupt to. Counters the enemy spell cast, preventing any spell from that school of magic being cast for 6 seconds. So basically, shut up, stop casting. For casters, I typically have like interrupt on that, whereas melee I normally have like a stun. Because stun is always physical. And stuns are more effective as well, because for most enemies it stops them from doing anything for a second, but oh well. It's just different class utilities in it. Okay, Abercrombie, what next? I need to string the ghost hair thread along my door and my windows to keep out unwanted spirits. Did you get it for me? I mean, they're going to come in through the roof, but okay. Delightful. This will do splendidly. Here, good Serenza, take this as payment for your honourable deed. Zombie juice. I need a bottle of a certain liquor. Zombie juice. Tavern Keeper Smith's at Scarlet Raven Tavern in Darkshire should have some. And please hurry, Serenza. These nights get cold, and I need that drink to put fire in my veins again.
Have a good one.
Whatever you say, buddy. Double of deception. Makes me giggle. So, you can't use transmog until you reach a certain level that the transmog requires, but I will hop on my main mage and try and farm some more mage mog. I have a Nightborn mage who is wearing this, and it looks very good, but as you can see it doesn't really suit Serenza, especially with her ponytail jutting out the back of there. But there is a lot of good mage mog. Most of it's good, in fact. I'm kind of jealous, but because druids don't have many good sets. But it's good for our current purposes, though. Okay, Tavern Keeps Mitts. You need some zombie juice, do you? That's some strong stuff. I don't usually get requests for it. If you bring me some rot blossoms, then I can brew you up a batch of zombie juice. Rot blossoms grow in strange places. They tend to flourish from dead things. Duskwood has its fair share of those. I've seen a few of them growing at the Tranquil Gardens Cemetery lately. Check near the graves, but mind the dead that are walking about near now. Good lord, why is everything a task here? Good news is we've now got our next batch of quests, and they all seem to be around the same area. So let's head out and kill some undead. I never used to like Duskwood, but it's growing on me. Duskwood, I believe, is as dark as it is as a side effect of Medivh's corrupting magic, which turned Deadwind Pass into the lifeless place that it is. Duskwood got hit with a lot of that magic too, but not obviously it wasn't as close to the Eye of Storm. So instead of just becoming barren land, it became what it is today, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Personally, my opinion, but it is what it is. And in Elwyn Forest it's the uncorrupted version. So this all used to be like Elwyn Forest, just like normal plain fantasy forest lands. And it didn't used to be called Duskwood. I used to know what this place was called. Unfortunately I don't remember. But in the Warcraft film, which by the way is a good film, I've only seen it once to be fair, and I was very excited to see it, so maybe it doesn't hold up on a rewatch. But I remember very much enjoying that film. I think the critics have an agenda against video game movies that very much harmed its reputation and performance, but anyway, that's a whole different thing. In the Warcraft movie you got to see this corruption take place, and I think that's a very cool thing. Because the movie covers the events of Warcraft 1, the heavily retconned events of Warcraft 1. Because I've never gone back and played that game, but I've seen the opening cutscene, and it's very much like the orcs are demons sent from hell kind of thing, and it's like that's not the story of WoW. And the Warcraft movie differs a bit from the actual established lore that they decided to turn into a cohesive what's the word? They basically wrote chronicles of the lore to kind of like get it all, like make tweaks when they needed to, like subtle retcons, and then just have like a kind of here's what the lore was. Please no. Barry, please. Normally I wouldn't bother applying, but that's a great guild name. Anyway, I'm gonna block guild invites now because that's something I forgot to do. Is it social? Block guild invites. Hi, Bearska. I don't fucking remember the origin of that, actually. I'm gonna look that up after this stream is over. It's just fun to see pop up. It just reminds me of Billy Mays here. Rip. So Magferodon is the realm I'm on. Not something I can really hide, considering the start of this stream. Not something I really care about hiding either. But yeah, that's going to be the exclusive realm for all of my stream exclusive characters. So like if I ever do any more projects like Sorensa, it'll be on this realm. But yeah, I have a Twitch extension. I don't know if this is going to be true going forwards, but I have a Twitch extension on my profile which is just kind of an armory that lists my characters, and it's not the best thing for my purposes because it shows item level and that kind of thing, and I'm not a raider or anything like that, but I figured I'd use it anyway because you can click and it sends you to the actual WoW armory and shows you the character pages and stuff, and you can see how far through I am in my progress and stuff. So far I just have my main character and this character on there, but it's cool to have that on my profile, I think. I feel like I am really fucking this rotation up. There used to be a thing. Oh yeah, teleports. That's one of the benefits of being a mage. And I've not been using Blink. I'm a massive idiot. In case you've never played WoW before, that's what Blink does. Cheers, loves.
I'm out of range.
That's definitely what she says. What was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying. Oh well. I'm sure it wasn't important. This poor Worgen needed some ice cold milk before he could go to bed. Free torn journal. I believe that's... Oh, is that in the... No, it's not, is it? Is it? No. No, that's somewhere else. Okay. Cool thing about these guys is they're fighting each other, so there's less health to take down. Hey buddy. I believe if they get each other to too low health though when you attack them, it doesn't count as your kill. Sometimes as well they do that and they'll glitch and regain all their health. That's always fun. Where's this classy ogre again? Oh, he's all the way over there? What questline is that for again? That's for the weird named person. Curiosity is going to lead me all the way over there. I'm sorry if that's not an efficient questing route, but I can't just let that lie. That's what I was doing. I was looking to see if my rotation was fucked. It probably is. But there used to be a thing in the spellbook that would show you your base rotation, but I don't have that anymore. It's just I've got Flurry here and I'm not using it at all. Unleash a Flurry by striking a target 3 times for a total of 831 frost damage. Each hit reduces the target's movement speed by 70%. But Brain Fuse is active, Flurry applies when it is chill, causing your target to take damage from your spells as if it were frozen. So basically, multiplies the critical strike chance of your spells against frozen targets by 1.5 and adds an additional 25% strike chance. So you deal more damage as a Frost Mage against frozen targets. That's kind of an obvious thing. Fingers of Frost we're going to unlock soon, which is nice because it makes Ice Lance have a potential to do more damage. There is a moth in my lamp and that scared the shit out of me. Hi moth. I'm going to close my windows. Oh dear. Hey, get out of bed buddy, you're going to die. Hang on, I'll turn my light off for a second. You good? Go on, get out. You are interrupting my stream, Mr. Moth. Well, that's what I get for leaving my windows open after the sun sets. I am back. Oh, he's still in my lamp. I've done what I can for him. By which I mean shaking my lampshade around a bit and closing off his exit route. Good job, me. My manager laughed at me the other day because I saved a spider instead of killing it. But, you know, spider can't help what it is. Little guy just wants to be free. I once got shouted at in PE for stepping on a spider. I'll never forget. My teacher was... I'm sure it didn't affect her decision to shout at me, but she was heavily pregnant. And she had just finished... telling the entire class... Why am I a Worgen now? That's an interesting debuff. Thing is, I'm not like a feral Worgen. I've clearly got a classy hat going on. That's not how that should work. Anyway, she had just finished telling, because it was a massive spider and it would like come running out of like this shed where they kept a bunch of PE stuff, and she just finished stopping half the class from stepping on it. She said it has a right, as much of a right to life as any of us did. That we shouldn't kill it just because we don't like the look of it. I wasn't there for that part, and I came jogging up after she started to walk away, and I went, "Ugh, spider!" and I stepped on it, even though that's not, like, that's kind of uncharacteristic of me even back then, but I don't know, I must have been, like, hyper or something, so I stepped on it. You know, not a good excuse for murder, but whatever. And she fucking flipped her shit and went ballistic at me. I've never had a teacher shout at me that much before, and I can't exactly fault her for it, but good lord. It was kind of scary. Oh, that must have been 6 or 7 years ago now. When did I leave school? Yeah, probably about then. I mean, I'm 22. I left school 4 years. 4 years ago? 5 years ago. 4 or 5 years ago. It feels like much longer, and at the same time it's surprising that that much time has passed. Time is weird like that. I don't know if you can hear him stream, but the moth has just started going berserk again. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn my light off completely and stream in the dark. There you go, buddy. I shouldn't care this much about a moth's life. I'm not trying to come across as like... Oh, he's going fucking crazy up there. I'm not trying to come across as like, oh, look at me, I care about all life kind of a thing. It's just who I am. Like, creatures that are that small don't have brains large enough to even have a concept of death, I'm fairly certain. Like, I mean, this is getting deep into philosophy here, and like, what a life is worth. But, I mean, if you really, really, really care about every single life, then you should hate yourself for stepping on however many ants you step on a day without noticing. And that's not a good way to live your life, so you've got to draw the line somewhere, and I think I drew it a little too close to the side of the bugs. But it's in my nature now, so I can't really undo it. I think I've just been traumatized by my PE teacher to never kill bugs. Oh, this quest was annoying when I was trying to do Law Master, which I still haven't got, but I've got this part of Law Master, because this guy comes out and attacks you. I'm pretty sure it's this quest. No, it's not this quest. A similar quest takes place in a similar place, where a Worgen comes down and attacks you, and you have to attack him but not kill him. And this was before the foam sword toy was a thing. I just remembered we can read these journal parts, and I forgot to read the first one before I handed it in. I am so sorry. This is meant to be a law series and I fucked it up. Oh well. Let's see if we can... get it. Oh yeah, this is about a guy who's a teacher. I don't remember much about it. Giles, the boy, seems a bit rambunctious and will be a challenge to educate. However, the elder daughter, Tiloa, seems exceptionally smart. I couldn't help but notice her captivating beauty as well. She's on the cusp of womanhood now. Supposedly the Lord... Can you stop attacking me? I'm trying to read this creepy diary entry. What's it saying? Supposedly the Lord has arranged her marriage for the next year, but I digress. This week I will accompany the family to their summer cottage near East Vale Logging Camp in Elwyn, close to the Redridge Mountains. I hope to write more while there. Most strange and uncontrollable feeling. Never have I felt the way I did today. While assisting Giles with his history lesson, Teloa was outside tending the flower garden. After a few minutes she came inside and placed a scarlet begonia in my open palm and smiled at me, in such a way that my heart felt as if it was trembling within my chest. So this guy is basically falling in love with one of his students. It's a bit weird. I believe the first page, or the first few pages, the first chapter, just details the fact that he's setting up a school or an orphanage or something. Not an orphanage, I'm pretty sure he's in love with such. He said she was on the cusp of womanhood, which is such a fucking Victorian way of describing puberty. I hate it. Needless to say, he is not a protagonist in this story. Main characters and protagonists are two very different things. Yeah, we come back here to kill some ogres later, but don't worry about it. This was worth coming up for. Did I just hear a firework or a car backfire, or was that a fucking gunshot? If you hear a gunshot in England, you know shit's going down. Luckily I have not. It's probably just a backfiring car. Or someone killing a moth in their bedroom. My moth has quietened down. This is one of those occasions when I try and run past a pack of mobs and end up pulling all of them and dying. Hopefully if I run far enough into this cave and there's not any ogres in here. Oh, of course there's ogres in here. What am I on about? But I'm fine. I've pulled them all away. I know a lot of people just keep their lights off and do play video games in the dark because it increases the fidelity of the colours in contrast to your room. That was a sentence that almost made sense. What's going on with these guys' fists? I don't see them being very splintered. Right then. Oh, the guy's actually all the way over here. Okay, looks like I'm going to have to fight through all these damn ogres. This is their swamp, don't you know? Sorry, double dipping on references. Dude, fucking, if they ever made ogres a playable race, I would call mine Dondachaka immediately. It would be great. I've already got a name in mind for my Volpera if they ever make them a playable race. Although, I'm sure it'll be taken, but hopefully it won't be. And I shall refrain from saying it aloud. Oh, what's this? Entropic Embrace. Increases damage and healing effects by 5%. Ah, that's the side effect of me turning all purpley and shit. That's my racial ability. Nice. I didn't know that. I thought it was just purely cosmetic. Some of the racial abilities for upcoming allied races look ridiculous. Dark Iron Dwarves have an ability to tunnel into the ground and appear somewhere else. It's very vague. I'm wondering if it's just like the equivalent of a Flight Master's whistle though. I didn't know I could do that while stunned. That's handy. Ah, this guy has a big range. Hey! Hopefully this will be worth a long cast. Oh, it kind of was. Ah, there we go. We've completed that arbitrary quest. Although we do still have to fight our way out. I'm sure they'll be respawning as we speak. Ugh. Shame we don't have invisibility yet. Why did I do that? I didn't want that button jump. I'm trying to remember what artifact weapon and frost mages get. So I know arcane mages get a staff. Fire mages get that fellow Malorn sword. I can't for the life of me remember what frost mages get. Is it some sort of scepter? Some sort of offhand book or orb? I don't remember. I don't know why I don't remember. I'm pretty good at remembering most of the artifact weapons, even for classes I haven't played. I'll always love Legion for that, the flavours it brought to classes, with the artifact weapons and the Order Horse. And Battle for Azoth is kind of doing that for factions and races. I'll be curious to see what they do for the expansion after that, because we've got the classes, we've got the races, whatever next. We'll come back to these guys. This guy probably gives me a quest to kill the... You know what, we'll come back to them. We've got too many things going on as it is, and if we do those quests... then they'll be like nearby, and then we'll come back, and then there'll be more quests sending us up the road, so we better finish these ones first. There'll probably be quests sending us down the road for those guys. I like how the Gathering Rock Blossoms quest is just called Gather Rock Blossoms. It's very imaginative. Zargvor says, me not feel so good. Mr. Stark. Oh god. It still hurts. That's all I'm saying on that matter. I wonder if the moth is still hanging out in my lampshade. Because the stream chat on my phone is white, so it's kind of blinding me in my peripheral vision with the light turned off. Oh, I guess I could fucking turn the brightness down. I just remembered I had it all the way up earlier. There we go, that's better. I had it all the way up earlier because it was so sunny outside I could barely see my phone screen. So speaking of phones, I just started playing Jetpack Joyride again, which is a very old mobile game that I played back in the day when it was actually new. And it's riddled with ads and shit now, which is saddening. So I actually paid the £2 to get rid of them because I really like that game. And I reckon it deserves my money, even if it is a shitty, scammy, ad-ridden thing now. But I got rid of the ads, and now I can play my game. I don't really regret it. Okay, back into law mode. Hello again, Althea Ebonlock. I wonder if you're going to give us more stuff to do, or if we're off the hook for now.
What can I do?
The people of Darkshire thank you, Serenza. You have proven yourself to be a great ally of the Night Watch.
Farewell.
Damn right. Look at this fucking gnome piece of shit. Ugh.
Need something?
You're back in one piece, I see. This was all you found. That's bad news, I'm afraid. This isn't all of it. You should let it go, Serenza. The only place left to look is Roland's Doom. That's the mine south of town, and the largest lair of Worgen in Duskwood. Nobody in Darkshire has ever made it back from that place alive. In fact, some of the records I have here imply that that's where the monsters first came from. Who knows what evil's lurking in there. Please, Serenza, just give it up. Let's just forget about this whole thing and never speak of it again. Roland's Doom. We've been there. Oh well, that's the theme of his song. We've been there. What did we need to hand in the inn? I thought we already done all that. Oh no, I remember. Gather rock blossoms for the hermit. Hi, Serenza. Do you have these rock blossoms for me yet? Good. You got the rock blossoms. I'll whip you up for zombie juice. It's strong stuff, I warn you. Mate, I harnessed the void itself. I can handle it. Here's your zombie juice. And be careful with this stuff. It's strong enough to raise the dead. Ho ho ho. My family were killed by the scourge. Fun times. Anyway, moving on. Come on. Serenza, to be honest with you, I did not believe that you would get it this far, but you are clearly a mage to be reckoned with. In fact, if you wish to formally join Master Caravan's struggle, I will gladly write you a letter of recommendation. Here you go, Serenza. Bring this message to Master Caravan. He quickly removes a piece of faded parchment and offers it to you. A few more like you, and we will outnumber the Night Watch. Perhaps then we could complete the work that we few carry on today. Wait, aren't I joining the Night Watch for this guy? Have I missed part of the story? Oh well. Carlo's note to Jonathan Caravan. Hey buddy. Yes? What is it? Make it quick. have pressing matters to attend to, like staring into this fire with this old lady, who is probably my wife. Excuse me for my cold reception, Sorensa, but as I'm sure you can tell, I am an extremely busy man. I see that you have impressed Kawa, and I assure you that is no small feat, and that he has given his recommendation. There are unsavoury types afoot, Sorensa, and we can use the help of all who have proven themselves. We battle against demons, the undead, and those who would provide the maid. Be vigilant, be wary, and trust none that would not give aid to our cause. Glory under the light. Yes, yes, the light and all that stuff. Just thought double check I'm streaming because it would be crushing if I wasn't. I just did all this for nothing. And my mic is not muted, is it? Nope, you can hear me. Good. I do get paranoid. Alright, Victory Prismantras, what next? Were you able to convince Zark Vol to lend us his monocle for our experiment? At last! The stargazing device is complete. Thank you, Sorensa. Now I can contribute my research. Must I know? Okay. So this guy just wanted to build a telescope. That's all that quest was. That's weird. Well, enjoy the stars. I mean, I've got some stars right here for you if you like. Look at them. They're glorious. No? Not impressed? Okay. Weirdo. Also, did we ever see his gnome assistant? Were they hanging around, or is Cog just a machination of his own insanity? We'll never know. For now, we must bring the zombie juice to whoever can't be. This random old hermit that's been sending us on all these really long and annoying errands. You better give us something good. Hey, buddy. I need that zombie juice to keep me warm on these cold, dark nights. Did you get it for me? 1,000 thanks, Sorensa. You warm an old man's heart with your foolish... I mean with your kindness. Here you are, friend. Take this as a token of my gratitude. A few weeks ago, I was picking herbs far from my house, and a band of ogres attacked me. I ran, and I was forced to leave behind a crate of precious tools and herbs. After they chased me off, the ogres swaggered back to the ogre mound in southern Duskwood. I'm sure my crate is somewhere near the mound. Please, Sorensa, retrieve this crate for me, for I miss it sorely.
See you later.
You're really taking the fucking cake. So we've got one quest all the way down here, and one quest all the way over here. So what we'll do is, as we pass this area, because the game now definitely knows that we're going in this direction, we'll pick up the quests that are around this crossroads. But first, let's dive back into Roland's Doom and get those muddy pages. I feel like I've been terribly inefficient. But, oh well. Eridar Empire. We've lost a lot of our heroes on our campaign on Argus. That's why we are currently recruiting more people to our ranks. Whisper with more info. So I guess that's an RP guild? But the Eridar are the demons. It's Draenei that you're after. Curious. Also, why are you advertising this in general Duskwood chat? I'm starting to think that Magferidon is just more of a busy server than my personal one. Which is weird because the population says low on both of them. But then they upgraded their server capacity a while back, I think near the beginning of Legion, and all of their servers, even their high capacity, even the ones with high player counts on them, turned to low. And they kind of struggled to get above that ever since, meaning that the realm lists just look very sparse and dead even when they're not. So it might be that while both this realm and the other realm say low now, it would be the case that beforehand my realm would say low and this one would say medium or high. That might be what's going on there. Or it's just a Sunday night and I don't play in leveling zones enough anymore. Maybe that's also what's happening. Hey buddy, excuse me. It's not good to stalk people. Seek professional help. I am no longer rested. Oh yeah, I just got attacked. How am I supposed to feel rested when I've been attacked by a bloodthirsty organ? Just imagine Sorrento dusting off her robes with disgust. Listen, buddy, I haven't got time for you. I've got to delve into Roland's doom. I don't know who Roland is, but I don't think he met a very good end here. Hopefully these guys are too busy with their own fight to bother with me. Yep, good. Always like that mechanic. Said the bishop about the car mechanic. Wait, what? Hey, this was easier than I thought it was going to be. Okay, let's see what's next in that weird, creepy story. Hang on, what's in this mound of dirt? Oh, hello, what is this? I have failed. I have failed in my duty. Failed my people. The Worgen run rampant, and the cipher of the goddess is lost. This evil I have unleashed. In whose hand does the power my goddess granted to me now lie? By whose hand is it directed? So what she's talking about there is the Scythe of Elune. I don't know if this was added in Legion, or if this has always been here since Cataclysm, I guess. But the Scythe of Elune is an artifact which is intrinsically tied to the Worgen. It can cure them, but it can also turn them, I believe. I believe it's what caused the curse in the first place when they were trying to use the pact form. They used the Scythe of Elune. I don't remember. Problem is, there is so much lore in this game, you can never remember all of it at once. I didn't expect to come across Scythe of Elune lore. Here, I wonder if I go back to my druid who has the Scythe of Elune, spoilers, does she say anything different? Maybe she's like, please free these people. Maybe she says nothing because she was implemented in Cataclysm. Who knows? Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that was there. Anyway, that creepy book. Most certain that she shares the same feelings for me now. She even placed her hand on mine this morning. When she smiles, her eyes light up like glittering diamonds. Unspoken words pass between us. I can feel her in my pounding heart and heated veins. Anger and fury, the likes of which I never knew existed. How dare she? As I was instructing Giles in the meaning of numbers, Hiloa appears before me with a suitor, holding hands in public nonetheless. That doesn't make sense. Nonetheless? No less, I believe they mean. What an uncouth young man. Rather than introduce me properly, Hiloa simply said, oh, that's just my tutor, Uncle Stalvin. He's a nice old man. Old! At that word, my cheeks flushed with heat. I am but a few years older, and yet she betrays. So basically, Stalvin's an old creep. I'm going to turn my light back on and see if the moth is still fluttering around. I'll soon hear him. Get a quick drink as well. It's a good name for a quest, isn't it? Ogre Thieves. Sounds like an Azerothian documentary. There's a channel idea for you. Right. It's another night watch, dude. Watch your dods. Hail, Mage. Care to lend a hand for the people of Darkshire? There's a huge ogre mound just down the hill here. The Splinter Fist ogres usually keep to themselves, but they've got a bad habit of attacking travellers. Just the other day I saw one drag off a poor man's horse for food. He was lucky it left him behind. The Night Watch wants only to risk its few members in its defence of more immediate threats, me included. But if you kill some of those ogres for me, I'll pay you for the deed. You got it.
You a chipper looking one.
Oh, I am a chipper looking one. Thanks for noticing. Lord Harris has sent me here to collect regions. Our work cannot be delayed. Side note. I know most people say reagents, but that's fucking stupid. They are regions. Thank you. A deadly vine. I need large amounts of corpse weed for Master Harris's concoctions. It's difficult to obtain, but we can't let our supply dwindle. Corpse weed is tough stuff to tangle with. The plant will get to you before you get to it. If you're not careful. But if you'd like to help out, I'll legally pay you for any you gather yourself. You'll find plenty of it all over Jorgenstead to the southeast. The Jorgen Worgen. My kinsmen at Ravenhill are concerned with curing the feral Worgen in these forests. The condition itself cannot be lifted, but sanity can be restored to those not too far gone. While most here have proven beyond help, we keep an eye out for those that retain vestiges of their minds, attachments to their old lives. I've seen a lone Worgen lurking the Jorgen farmstead, that was hard to say, digging in a pile of dirt between the buildings. Could you check out that pile and see if he's left anything?
Keep your chin up, eh?
Spoilers! It's feces! No, it's not. Okay, let's do these quests first. This is the quest I was on about earlier. Let's do some violent herbalism. Let's just do that. There we go. I feel like I spend like 20 minutes reading quest text and 20 minutes playing the game.
I must get closer.
Oh, I must get closer. Sounds strangely British then. I haven't heard much of her voice actually.
Gloomy? I'm not gloomy. I just dress that way. Talk that way. Act that way.
They do have different accents. It's not just a voice filter. They do have different accents from all Blood Elves. Gloomy.
I do not have a target.
I do not have a target. They're kind of like more posh. Although Blood Elves are normally quite posh. A new Mallory, I don't know. I guess it's just a different voice actor doing the same kind of accent with a voice filter over it. It's enough to be different really, isn't it? Why did I aggro both? See, I would do my frosting over here, but I'd get a boar and then that would... Hey, thanks for helping, buddy. Ah, okay. The mound of loose dirt. Is this part of the quest from earlier that I dug up earlier? Nope, it's not. Ow! That was rude. I think the Morgans either asleep, escaped, or dead because I'm not hearing it anymore now that I've put the light back on. I'm glad we didn't start in Westfall. Westfall's a bit of a bore. That might just be in my psyche ever since I got stuck in it when I was 13. Just killing boars all day long, even when they were grey. Oh, I was an idiot. Lord Harris has sent me to click. Oh, I've already read that. Do you have the corpse weed? I thank you, mate. I'm sure of a Worgen that may be returned to sanity with a potion this will make would thank you too. Sounds like a close call, but he ran off without harming you further. He must still be fighting it. Master Harris must know. Master Harris will want to know this immediately. Yeah, why did you say the same thing twice, mate? Here, take this package of corpse weed down the road to the camp at Ravenhill. Tell him what we saw at Jorgenstead. Alright, but I'm doing this other shit first, buddy. I've got a whole lot on my plate, right? I'm a busy mage. 15 ogres? Why? Why did it have to be 15? Okay, get ready to see me killing ogres for the next 10 minutes. Don't worry, I'll provide the entertainment via commentary. So, did you see that ludicrous display last night? I watched The Office for the first time all the way through. Yeah, a couple months ago now. It's a fucking brilliant show. Especially the first episode of season 2. That's probably my favourite. Me not feel so good. Disintegrates.
I'm out of range.
Can't wait till I get more spells. I'll get Fingers of Frost soon, that should liven things up a bit. When you get procs, the game feels much more alive. Because suddenly something lights up and you're like, ooh, I can do more damage. Do like Frost Mage, or what I've played of it. I didn't like Arcane Mage at all in Legion. To be fair, I only played like one level of it, from level 100 to 101, but I was like, what is this? It's always been about mana management, but this was just ridiculous. And I don't particularly want it to be about mana management. I want Arcane to be the aesthetic that it is, because it's my favourite Mage aesthetic out of the three. But not the gameplay style that it is. But that's not how that works, unfortunately, so... And it does make sense thematically as well. If you're wielding pure arcane power, it's going to be draining on you, so you should have mana management in that spec. Whereas Frost is all about freezing people and making them more frozen and dealing more damage to frozen targets, and then Fire is about spreading the fire between targets and increasing damage over time and stuff like that, I believe. I've never played it, but I think that's how that works. Bless him. Maybe I'll open with a flurry and then do a frostbolt and a nice lance. There we go, that's a bit faster. I could probably be pulling multiple of these at a time now that I think about it, but we're almost done anyway.
I require a target.
Sure do. Oh, that's so much faster. Look at me looking all icy. Consider them ogres dead. I also have a Swift Whitehawk Strider I could use. But honestly, why would I forfeit my Galaxy Bird? Galaxy Burb is best burb. Oh, I've got a bit of a runny nose now. I haven't got any tissues either. Please excuse the inevitable sniffing that's now going to occur. That sneeze has lodged something in my nose. I saw you drop from here. Nice work. Here's your reward on behalf of the Night Watch. Yay, money! I mean, I do it for the good of the people. Try to... If I go there, I can get the flight path back to there, but if I go there, I'm going to have to come all the way back here, so it'd be more efficient if I go here first. Probably. It's funny because normally when I come this way I'm going straight from Westfall, so I actually do this zone backwards. It's one of my first times doing it in the correct order. I'm assuming this is the correct order. But that old hermit is going to be very excited to see us. He's going to be like, yay! You did the thing for me again. Here's some petty money again. And we've only advanced 3 levels. But hey, it's more about the story and the experience. Right? Right? Not long until 110 now, right?
Good day to you.
Okay, instead of handing in that quest, I'm inevitably going to get distracted by that quest text, so we're going to go to Darkshire. And I'm going to stretch. Oh, that's a good stretch. Man, I've been up since 6 in the morning. I'm getting pretty sleepy. I might end the stream soon. We'll see what happens with the hermit, and then I reckon there'll be time. Unless I have to go sooner, which is always a possibility. One day I'm gonna have my own place and I'm gonna stream all day, every day. No, not really. Wait, is that 2 moons? I forgot Azeroth had 2 moons. I think that's normal, isn't it? For Azeroth to have 2 moons? Yeah, because I remember seeing a debate on r/Warcraft lore about which one was a loon. Pretty sure that one's a loon. I fucking forgot. Unless it's a bug and I'm just talking up my ass. Well, 2 moons. What are you gonna do? What you gonna do when I come for you? 2 moons, 2 moons. I don't know. Sleep deprivation madness. I'm very helpful. Okie dokie. I don't think he sends us on any more arduous tasks.
Need something?
Do you have my crate? If so, then please, give it to me quickly. Thank you, Serenza. You have more than earned your reward. happy nights ahead. Out here on the outskirts of town, it's a wonder the Walking Dead haven't eaten me. In fact, just yesterday a pack of ghouls was pounding on the walls of my tower. I want to make an effigy, a kind of scarecrow for ghouls. To do that, I need some ghoul ribs. You can find plenty of them on the fetid corpses wandering Manor Mistmantle's grounds north of Darkshire. Get the ribs for me, and I will repay you with some coin. Damn it, I forgot about this. Okay. This shouldn't take too long. Also, after these dudes, let's tag them together. Together. There we go. Are you the person from earlier? The start of the stream? You might be. I remember they were a human female. Where are you going?
I must get closer.
Can you just tag this one as well so I don't have to fucking follow you? Okay, great. Problem is the fetid corpses don't spawn very often. I don't want to lose a tag. No, there we go. Where is she going? Fucking stupid players. If we work together, we'll all get it done faster. And they don't even always drop ghoul ribs if I remember, yeah. Work with others. See, now they're all dead. You happy? This is the only place they spawn. Now we have to run around and wait for them to respawn. Or because someone can be fucking patient and had to just run ahead and be like, oh no, we've got to tag them all, because most people seem to not realise that they changed the tagging system this expansion. It happens so often, it's really annoying. I'll pick you up or I'll keep jumping on you. Yeah, this is a definite bottleneck in Duskwood. See, even if they all spawn again, I'm gonna hang around with someone just to tag them. No? What's this? Starve them. Oh, that's the end of the quest chain that we definitely didn't just spoil. Dark Riders! Oh shit. That's a level 110 thing.
I need to target
Or level 100 thing. I'm gonna stay out of their way. That's kind of cool to see happening now. It's like, hey, this is what you get to see the conclusion of if you level to 100 and you are a balanced druid or a affliction warlock, and I think one other class shares that artifact questline as well. How am I in combat? I did not tag them. Fuck off. Welcome to the dark side of World of Warcraft, where you run around a field and wait for zombies to appear again. Oh, hello there. You are fetid. Imagine being called fetid. It'd be devastating. Someone just looks at you and goes, you fetid person. I'll cry. Good lord. Can you imagine a worse fate? No, 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 no. Yes. I don't blame that person for doing that though. Oh, there's more over there. Sometimes you get more just outside the questing radius. I should have been looking really. Go team! Oh, you bastard! I knew you weren't going to drop one. One more. I need one more. Man, I do not remember the old Hermit's questline being this long at all, but I think that's because last time I did this it was during Lawmaster and I could just fly everywhere. So it was also a gigantic waste of my time because I was doing it all for one little achievement, which I haven't got yet. Lawmaster basically is to complete the storylines of every zone in the game. Not complete the storyline. Actually, it is now, isn't it? They've changed it. It used to just be complete a certain amount of quests, but now it's complete the storylines because they've got story progress here. I've done Citizens of Darkshire. We're midway through Stalvin and a Hermit's Errand. Errand should be plural.
Too far away.
There's one over here. There you go. Don't ever say I'm not generous. Hey, we're finally done with this shitty portion of Darkshire. Darkshire? Duskwood. Let's hand in these ghoulish effigies. I have no idea how long I've been streaming for. I wonder if it's 2 hours yet. Thing is, I'm not exactly feeling streaming fatigue right now. It's more the fact that I know that I'm going to get interrupted at some point because I have family visiting, which is a good thing. But I don't want to end the stream on like an interruption note. I want to end it on like my terms. I'm sure you can find plenty of ribs in Ravenhill as well, but you might not want to wander so far at night. Ah, thanks, easily just a trick. Take this note to Ello Ebenlock, the Mayor of Darkshire. He and I are old friends, and when he reads it and discovers what you did for me, I'm sure he'll be just as happy as I am.
Safe travel.
He's just a really happy kind of hermit. It's fine. He wants us to show the mayor all of our hard work so that he can give us another reward, because how altruistic do we have to be to run all over Duskwood for this poor old hermit who lives so close to Deadwind Pass? We've almost discovered the zone. We'll also hand in Roland's Doom, why not? Hey, I've got that mount. Or is it that one I've got? Or is that the one for getting all the raiding? I think that one's full of raiding achievements. I haven't got that one. I've got a ball from Warlord. What is that mount? Huntmaster's... Oh, it's the Hunter mount. Every class has its own mount in Legion as well. It's part of the Order Hall thing. Alright, so this was the creepy guy's book. I told you, Sir, it's not worth pursuing. You actually went and got it? I don't know whether to call you brave or insane, but once again, my archives thank you. You recovered everything except the last page, which I've got right here. Don't look at me like that. You'll understand when you read it. Some even say it's cursed, you know. In fact, I was relieved when the Worgen broke in and made off with these. Take it. Take all of it, in fact. I thank you for recovering my archives, but I don't want anything to do with this ever again. Please, just leave me be.
See you later.
To the Honourable Headmaster Krillian. My former master, I write to you so that you might know what your apprentice has been doing of late. Paying heed to your advice, I sought to build my knowledge and wisdom out through the travel outside the gates of our beloved Stormwind. My journeys took me to many places, but I have decided to take up residence here in the lovely town of Moonbrook. The surrounding fields of Westfall are most beautiful as the harvest approaches. Yeah, I think this place was called Moonbrook before it became Duskwood. I might be wrong though. No, I think actually that's a place in Westfall. Within just a few days of my visit, I found myself tutoring the local children from the nearby farmlands. The lessons went so well that the town mayor commissioned me to run a school, and construction has begun on a brand new schoolhouse. From Silverpine to Stormwind and now Moonbrook, who would have guessed I would see so much of Azeroth? Warm regards, Starvin Mistmantle. Dear noble sir, word of your need for a tutor to your children has travelled to me, here in Goldshire, where I take up temporary residence in the Lion's Pride Inn. Due to the unfortunate state of events in the region, I was forced to abandon my post as headmaster of the Moonbrook Schoolhouse. Please accept my application to serve as tutor for your offspring. Headmaster Krillian of the Academy can speak to you of my abilities if necessary. I shall travel to meet you in person when the winter rains subside and the roads are safe for travel once again. Until then, Stalvin Mistmantle of Silverpine. And those were the first pages that I lost, that I didn't manage to do. And now, this is when he starts to fall in love with that student. And now he says, downward spiral of despair. First she mocks me and now she is engaged. The ungracious charlatan was pretending to love when truly she decided to hurt me all along. A black void lurks within me now and it grows with each waking moment. The blood I shall spill pales in comparison to the tears I have shed. Dude, I'm a void elf and even I thought I was edgy. Before we see what that's all about, let's finally finish the Old Hermit's questline. Hello Lord Elo Ebenlock. Look, I've done some good stuff for this hermit, and he wanted me to tell you about it. A letter? Hang on, do I get to read the letter? I do. So his letter says, the letters on this note seem to flicker and dance across its surface. It is impossible to glean meaning from them. Okay. A letter? What's this all about? Elo looks at the letter and immediately pales. You fool. You've doomed us all. You're not the first fool to be manipulated by Abercrombie. The doddering old man is known to be the embalmer to us. He's a vile necromancer and a blight upon this town. Whoops. And now, sewn together and given life by the very materials you brought him, his horrible creation approaches. That hideous creature will be upon us in mere moments. If you have any heart, Sorensa, you'll help the Night Watch drive off the abomination and save our town. So yeah, the hermit was just an evil guy, and we were gathering regents for him. And this is his creation, Stitches, and he's kind of laid waste to Darkshire a bit. We messed up, guys. We really messed up. So now we're gonna have to try and put it right. By killing the dude, might as well throw down a blizzard here as well. Oh, we hit level 24. I forgot. I'm too engrossed by the quest. Anyway, Stitches is dead. So now that we've destroyed Darkshire, let's go talk to the mayor again and be like, sorry about that. Thank the light, he's gone. I'll say you've made amends by helping save the lives of those here, Sorensa. And that's the end of that. That was the quest line. Alright, yeah, I'm already wearing a cloak. I've got it hidden because, I've got my shoulders and my cloak hidden because at this level I feel like you don't normally have those. So yeah, Duskwood's back to normal again, don't worry about it. We put out the fires. We fixed up the houses again. But basically by helping that old hermit, we messed it all up. Silly us. Anyway, let's finish the fate of Stalvin Mistmantle while we're here as well.
What's your story?
You're back. Did you find anything out about my brother? I can't thank you enough. I'd hoped for this to be a joyous reunion, but the more I learn, the less glad I am to have asked. But I must know. This can't be. My brother was strong-willed, but such vileness, such sickness and violent bloody evil. Tobias brings a hand to his face, averting his gaze. I must have answers. I need to know how I got that letter. I need to know if Stalvin really did this. I need to know why. Take my ring, Sorensa. Bring it to Madame Ava. That woman is a follower of old arts and makes no secret of it. Call it madness, but I'll try anything at this point.
At the light of the
I believe we see Tobias Mistmantle ill Gilneas at some point during the opening. I don't remember in what capacity though. So we go back to see Eva. damn chicken is too tall.
You need something?
Esperis is a cool character name. What dark whispers guide you to my door, Mage? How interesting. It's been quite a while since I've seen such a ring. I'm afraid I cannot give Tobias the answers he seeks, but I can help you find the only person who can. Starvan Mistmantle. Take the ring into the woods to the north. It's a manor Mistmantle, where Starvan's body was buried. Enter and hold the ring before you. Let the waning moon pour its light through the ring, and the spirits will answer your call. Take heed, Serenza. Questions of the living can offer more comfort than the answers of the dead.
Be careful.
How poetic of you. Oh, wonderful. She's just like, dude, this is serious. I'm just like, oh, you're so poetic, I love it. So Starvan's been a bit of a naughty boy. We're gonna go see if we can talk to his spirit. Remember this place? I'm hoping no one's doing the Legion quest. Alright, I think someone's already triggered a dialogue. Here's hoping it resets for us. Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? So basically you and Tobias confront an undead Starvan Mistmantle, who says that he lost control of his feelings and that he's not to blame for his actions. And naturally Tobias feels the same as a Morgan, but we kill him. Tobias is like, no. By the way, that's our proc firing off for the first time. It does more damage now. So sorry we didn't get to see the story play out properly there, but that happens sometimes in WoW. I hear it's much more of a problem in vanilla. I don't think they even had phasing back in vanilla. So every time someone handed in a major quest, it would just everyone would see the dialogue play out. Gave away some pretty big spoilers, like Lady Katrana Prestor being an Ixia back in the day.
We've been walled up for far
Master Harris may have been right. I would have been better to leave the past behind. I've got a new life now. Whether it's side of a monster or a man is up to me. As for you, I cannot thank you enough for your assistance, regardless of the outcome. Please, take this with my thanks.
You wouldn't want to see me that angry.
I'm sure I wouldn't. So we've done 3 out of 5 chapters of Duskwood now. So that's nice. Still don't have any new gear that's worth anything. I don't know. How many rings do I have? Just the 1. That's a stamina ring now. Do I have any other rings? Intellect and stamina. I'll take that one. Right then. I'm going to end the stream. This has been a wonderful stream. Kind of hoped for a better first part, if I'm honest. I've had a great time. I hope you have too. Gonna park myself in a tavern. You know what? Let's RP this up. Hey! Bartender, face me! Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna take one of your beds. You can't stop me. It feels so weird being a void elf amongst humans. Like, I look like a blood elf. I can't state enough how weird it feels. Right then. I'll take this bed. Nope. Never mind. Just a weird guy in there. I'll take this one. It's been a long day of questing. There we go. There's some RP for you. Sleeping in a bed that is entirely too big for me. There we go, 3rd time's a charm. Thank you for watching the first part of what is hopefully a long-running series. I'll watch this back as well, see if I can improve anything, see if me reading the quest text was a bit bland or anything like that, but I think it went well personally. And I can't wait to stream again. Serenza will encounter many challenges as she grows, but we'll overcome them together.